Ramen. It's cheap, looks good, and is delicious. But what may appear on the surface to be a simple meal actually takes a lot of preparation and years of practice in order to perfect. I'm on a quest to find the combination of flavours that unify the dish in a perfect harmony. I've talked to ramen chefs in Sydney and scouted Tokyo for some of Japan's most unusual and interesting ramen creations. Now I'm headed to Japan's Nagano Prefecture, where the snow is thick and the ramen is hot. I'm Chad Steele, and I'm on a quest for the best. This is my search for the perfect ramen. My travels have taken me to the Akihabara Valley.
4 hours from Tokyo, situated in the northern Japan Alps, Akihabara is one of the world's most famous and popular ski resorts.
Since hosting the Winter Olympics back in 1998, Akihabara has expanded into 10 individual resorts, all accessible using the Akihabara Valley Lift Pass.
Akihabara has a bit of everything for everyone, from the veterans to the absolute beginners. It's hard to believe just how many individual runs there are across all the resorts here. But that's not all you'll find at Akihabara. Terrain parks, long vertical runs, and off-piste tracks are all waiting to be discovered. And if you're interested in something a little different, night skiing is also available across some of these parks across winter.
With so many resorts to discover and a huge range of accommodation options, including ski-in, ski-out lodgings, you'll never be bored exploring all that Akihabara has to offer.
And check this out. Some of the resorts have gondolas to take you up the mountain so you're nice and snug and warm as you're going up before hitting the powder. Of course, it wouldn't be a real holiday without food, and the various restaurants throughout the village sure know how to hit the spot after a long day on the slopes. Well, looks like the sun's out, slopes look good, so I'm going to hit the powder myself.
For more information, check out akihabara.com. But if snow sports aren't for you or you're taking a break from the slopes, the Nagano Prefecture has a lot more to see and do. Zenkoji Temple is a 10-minute bus ride from Nagano Station. Dating back to the 7th century, Zenkoji Temple reportedly holds the first statue of Buddha to be brought to Japan, though this particular statue is hidden from the public. Rich in culture and history, Zenkoji Temple is a must-see if you find yourself in this region. Further out of town in Yamanouchi, you'll find Jigokudani Yaen Koen, home to a famous troupe of Japanese macaques, more commonly known as snow monkeys. It's a bit of a trek, but worth the journey to see one of Japan's most adorable native animals. Jigokudani Monkey Park was formed as a conservation area for the Japanese macaques, and in the 1960s, they were observed bathing in the natural hot springs or onsen of the area. Nowadays you can visit them as they frolic and continue the tradition of bathing in the open-air springs, and you're bound to get a good look. There are over 100 monkeys living here and they're not shy at all. Well, maybe a little camera shy. And believe it or not, this is the only place in the world where the macaques bathe in the hot springs, so this experience is very special, one you're not likely to forget. While I'd love to stay in this beautiful part of Japan, it's time for me to head to the nearby village of Nozawa Onsen. Only a few hours from Akihabara, Nozawa Onsen is the perfect location for a Japanese winter holiday away from the hustle and bustle of Nagano's larger towns. Boasting a huge ski resort, friendly locals, and a multitude of public onsens scattered throughout the village. Now, if you plan on using a traditional Japanese onsen, be warned that clothes of any kind usually aren't permitted. Yep, you've got to get completely nude, but if that doesn't bother you, a warm soak while taking in the beauty of Japan's snowy vistas is an experience like no other. Nozawa Onsen is also famous for a very special annual celebration.
I'm here in Nozawa Onsen in the Nagano Prefecture of Japan. Today is the 15th of January, and that means it's time for the Dozojin Matsuri, Nozawa Onsen's famous annual fire festival. Right now, the villagers aged 25 and 42 are getting ready in preparation for the big event. The lucky ages, they're playing a pivotal role in celebrations.
These years are known as Yakudoshi, and the annual ceremony is the method of cleansing the bad luck from these men in their unlucky years. The shrine and the festival itself is a tribute to the village's Dosojin, the guardian deities. And dosed up on a liberal amount of sake, the locals all take part with unrelenting enthusiasm.
Pretty soon, this sharden, this massive wooden structure, is about to be set ablaze.
But in order for the sharden to catch fire, completing the ritual, the villagers must overcome the 25-year-old men defending from the bottom and the 42-year-old men defending from the upper level. The battle will last hours, culminating in a mighty inferno, and is one of the most incredible festivals in all of Japan. A mixture of snow and embers dance through the air as the men, drunk, singed and exhausted, traverse this rite of passage and bring prosperity to the village for another year.
Right now, spirits are high, sake is full in the bellies, and it looks like celebrations are about to start, so I'm going to go and cheer them on. I've taken a small detour to visit my mate who's been working in this little village in Nagano called Madarao Kogen. While Hakuba delivers in terms of variety, Madarao is slightly less busy, so if you're skiing or snowboarding, you'll have a little less time to wait on those lifts. They're scattered across two resorts. You have Madarao Mountain Resort itself, and connected to it, Tangram. Now, obviously this place is completely different in summer, but now it's winter and Mother Nature has delivered. There's a lot of snow, there's a lot of powder, and a lot of routes and trails that I'm eager to get onto. If you're a beginner, there are English lessons available whether you're boarding or skiing, or if you've done this a few times, there's a lot of intermediate and advanced runs available. As for food, there's a range of Western and Japanese options throughout the village and on the slopes themselves. But I have had a lot of ramen on this trip, both on and off camera, so I think I'd better go and rug up and then head onto the slopes to burn off some of those calories.
Today has been an incredible day here on the slopes in Madarao. The sun's starting to set and the lifts are closing, so I think it's just about time for me to head back to the village, freshen up, and head out for some food. For more information, visit madaralkorgan.com. I'm at a little restaurant in Madaral called Piptop. Now here I've ordered these little pot stickers, very popular in Japan. These are called gyoza. A good deal of restaurants will have these on the menu and they're the perfect companion to a bowl of ramen. Now usually they're stuffed with pork, chives and other aromatics, but some places have other options as well. They're perfect as a snack, as a meal and as a side. Now, most places will serve you these with a mixture of soy sauce, chili oil and vinegar. Often you can mix your own combination of it. I think I may have put a little bit too much chili oil in this one, but we'll see. Let's have a go. Perfect combination. That is really good. Now, along with that, I have ordered this bowl of miso ramen. Most of you are familiar with miso. This one's got a much thinner broth and it is super hot, so it's perfect for when you're coming straight off the slopes. Dig into a bowl of this. Let's give it a go. Oh, it's got an almost sweet flavour about it, this one. It's full of all these good things, noodles obviously, bean sprouts, and some bits of chicken as well. Piptop Madaral. Great food, great place. Come and check it out and get yourself on the slopes in Madaral. I've made a quick stop in NIIGATA City to refresh and recharge. I'm staying at the DORMY Inn. Central location, beautiful facilities and an onsen on the 10th floor. I might have a bit of a soak and afterwards they're serving some free ramen. It's a rainy day today, so I'm staying in the hotel, but luckily they're serving free bowls of ramen. I've just gotten out of the onsen. It's nice, it's cold. Nothing better than a hot bowl of Shio Ramen today. Shoyu is soy, and it's time to give it a go. Super nice clear broth. Oh. Really good, really clean taste, but still really flavoursome. This one, being a free ramen, super simple. Just noodles and a couple of aromatics, but sometimes simple is best. Delicious. Anywhere in Southeast Asia, you'll probably notice something about the convenience stores. They're super convenient. Japan's ones are known as konbini, and there are 50,000 across the entire country. Most popular are Lawson, 7-Eleven, Family Mart and Mini Stop, among a couple of others. And if you need something for your travels, you'll find it here. Of course, there's also a big variety of cheap meals. You've got omurice, you have bento,
onigiri, and of course instant ramen lining the shelves. And the cashier might be nice enough to heat it up for you as well. I'm going to have a look around, see what catches my eye, and I'll meet you back at the hotel to check out some of the goods. So I've just gotten back from Lawson and I've got a few goodies to try. First up, no idea what this is. It's some sort of dessert bread. Looks like a mixture of chocolate and I guess vanilla. All right. This one isn't as sweet as I expected. Good as a snack, I reckon. Now, here, Fanta, the default seems to be grape. And I'm not a big fan of grape things, but I thought I'd better give it a go. That's unusual. I don't know if I like it. I do know that I will probably like this CC lemon. I often get these in the vending machines. They're in cans, but this bottled version I assume is the same. I'd better try it before I say too much. Oh. I love this stuff. It's like Solo or Lift. Just a good old lemonade, really lemony. Okay, next up we have dango. It's made from rice flour. It's a wagashi, a sweet. And you'll find across Japan you'll have people making like the fancy homemade ones. This one of course is just the convenience store one, but doesn't mean it's not good. 3 colors, pink, white, green, all taste the same. Super sticky. Some might be put off by the texture of these, but I'm a fan. Everyone loves chips. These are, I'll confess, I've tried these ones before as well. I think these are amazing. These aren't your stock standard potato chips. They're long and they're quite airy, but they are really delicious. After a long day of adventuring around Japan, nothing better than cracking into a pack of these, one of the baked goods from Lawson or 7-Eleven. And there are so many drinks in Japan, so many different kinds of beverages across all the convenience stores, all of the vending machines. Try something different. If you're here, try something new. You might be surprised. I'm at a UFO Catcher. These are basically like the claw machines back in Australia or America that you're used to. A little bit different. You've got 2 claws that come down, and this one is full of a lot of chocolatey treats, and I am going to win a lot of them, if I'm lucky. Here we go. Just light press. And... oh my God.
I may have not had much luck here, but it was time to head back to Tokyo. My first mission was to try my luck at another UFO machine, and I know just the place. When you think of Tokyo, you might think of bright neon towering skyscrapers, arcades, all sorts of weird characters, and you will find all of it here. I'm in Akihabara, where we've got cat, dog, and maid cafes, all sorts of electronic shops, restaurants galore, arcades galore. everything you can imagine. All sorts of weird and wonderful eccentricities. Also known as Electric Town, Akihabara is a geek's paradise, the pop culture capital of the world. Here you'll find thousands of shoppers, tourists and otaku looking for the newest action figure or maybe the newest anime or manga hot on the streets. Time to get into an arcade and I'll have another crack at one of those UFO machines. Maybe I'll win something this time. This time I'm going to win it. These arcades are full of these UFO catchers. All sorts of prizes, sometimes food, sometimes toys. Yes. Well, I've won. Well, I've lost. But that's okay, no prize for me this time. At night time, a lot of Akihabara's retail stores close, but a different side of the city comes alive in a shower of neon. You'll still be able to dine at awesome eateries, hunt for some retro goods, or peruse a staggering amount of merchandise, but if you're like me, you'll be enamored by Akihabara's scale, its torrent of lights and screens, and the voracious spirit of the people, both locals and tourists alike. And while I'd love to sit down at one of the many restaurants here tonight, I'm going to venture to Ikebukuro to try another of Tokyo's unique ramen offerings. I'm at KEMURI Ramen in Ikebukuro. This place is super famous for a different kind of ramen. This one is smoky ramen. So as soon as you walk in here, everything hits you. It's this instant smoky aroma. And I've ordered the Shio Ramen today. Shio is salt based and all the ingredients just have this beautiful, beautiful smoky aroma. Here we go. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Oh, that is really good. It's a really strong flavour, but still not overpowering in what it is. But yeah, you can definitely taste a really, really intense smoky flavour. Alright, going to try a bit of pork chashu. Here we go. Wow. That is incredible. And before we go, just have a look at this egg. Delicious, beautiful. Lots of garlic and aromatics all over it. I think I'll have one more try with the egg. Best part of a ramen, I reckon. That's amazing. KEMURI Ramen in Ikebukuro. My time in Japan is almost up. On my journey to find the perfect ramen, I've met some incredible people, witnessed the beauty of Japan, and of course tasted some amazing ramen dishes. But before I go home, I've returned to Shinjuku, where I last found the matcha ramen. This time, I'm visiting one of Japan's most famous ramen chains. This is it, my last ramen meal in Tokyo. So I've come to Ichilan Ramen, tonkotsu ramen, finishing this one off with something simple. My favorite. Throughout Japan, you'll have these vending machines at various restaurants. Usually you don't know what you're getting because it's all in Japanese. This one though has pictures and English, so I know exactly what I want today. You put in your money. And today I am going with the standard ramen, and I'm throwing in an egg as well. Grab your ticket, give it to the chef, and he'll prepare your ramen. I've mentioned before that my favorite ramen is tonkotsu ramen, and it features this beautiful creamy pork-based broth. I've tried some unusual flavors on this trip, but now I'm craving something not too far off the beaten path, so what better way to end this series than with Ichilan's pork tonkotsu ramen. Ichilan is a ramen chain across all of Japan, even some stores outside of here in the US, Taiwan and Hong Kong. So I popped into their Shinjuku establishment to try out their standard tonkotsu ramen. One soft-boiled egg. In she goes. Alright, let's try it. That is so good. So when you first get your ramen here, you fill out a little form. It's all in English, so don't worry. But you tell your chef how hard you want your noodles, how rich you want your broth, what sort of onions you want. So this time around, I've gone with a rich broth, because I have been here before and I do like a rich broth. This ramen is one of my favorites in all of Japan. Ichilan Ramen, wherever you are in Japan, you will find one. Stop in, it's a little bit cramped, but that's all part of the experience. You know, people often say to me, Chad, you should do a thing where you try different ramen and then rate them, or Chad, where can I find the best ramen? So I set out on this journey to find the perfect bowl of ramen, but see, ramen isn't something that can be fairly rated because there is no perfect bowl. Each dish isn't necessarily better or worse, they're all different, and everyone has different preferences and tastes. Everyone likes different things, the different activities during a trip, the ingredients in the broth, and like a holiday, it's important to find that perfect combination. Immerse yourself in the culture, in the flavor of the destination, and if you can, try a little bit of everything. Now, I'm starving, so it's time for some ramen, but I hope you join me again on another adventure. Itadakimasu.